Should you be waking up at 5 a.m.? Debunking early rising myths. In recent years, there's been a surge of articles, videos, and self-help gurus extolling the virtues of waking up at 5 a.m. or even earlier. They promise increased productivity, better focus, enhanced motivation, and overall greater success in life. But is rising with or before the sun really the universal key to achievement that it's often portrayed to be? Let's delve deeper into this topic and explore why the early bird gets the worm mentality might not be suitable for everyone. The early rising hype. The idea that waking up early is synonymous with success isn't new. We've all heard stories about CEOs, military leaders, and high achievers who start their days at dawn or earlier. This has led to a perception that early rising is a habit we should all aspire to adopt. However, this one-size-fits-all approach to sleep schedules overlooks some crucial factors about human biology and individual differences. Understanding sleep chronotypes. One of the most significant factors often overlooked in discussions about wake-up times is the concept of sleep chronotypes. Not everyone's body is naturally inclined to wake up early, and this isn't a matter of discipline or willpower, it's biology. The four main chronotypes. Bears, the most common type, with sleep-wake patterns that follow the sun. Lions, early birds, natural early risers who are most alert in the morning. Wolves, night owls, most alert in the evening and prefer to sleep later. Dolphins, light sleepers who may struggle with insomnia. Your chronotype is largely determined by genetics and isn't something you can easily change through sheer force of will. Trying to force yourself into a sleep schedule that doesn't align with your natural rhythm can lead to chronic sleep deprivation and its associated health risks. The myth of extra time. One common argument for early rising is that it provides extra time in the day. However, this is a misconception. Let's consider an example. Jane, early bird, sleeps 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Mike, night owl, sleeps 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Both Jane and Mike are awake for 16 hours and asleep for 8. The only difference is when these hours occur. Mike isn't lazy for waking up at 9 a.m. He's simply operating on a different schedule that aligns with his natural rhythm. The dangers of sleep deprivation. Perhaps the most concerning aspect of the wake up at 5 a.m. trend is when people try to adopt early rising without adjusting their bedtime accordingly. This often leads to chronic sleep deprivation, which can have severe consequences. Impaired cognitive function, decreased productivity, mood disorders, weakened immune system, increased risk of chronic diseases, higher risk of accidents. It's crucial to understand that waking up early is only beneficial if you're still getting adequate sleep, 7 to 9 hours for most adults. Early rising and productivity, not always correlated. While some people may find they're most productive in the early morning hours, this isn't universal. Night owls often experience their peak productivity in the evening or at night. The key to productivity isn't necessarily when you work, but rather aligning your most demanding tasks with your body's natural peaks in alertness and cognitive function. Societal bias and its impact. Our society often favors early risers, with most schools and workplaces operating on schedules that benefit morning people. This can put night owls at a disadvantage, forcing them to function at times when their bodies are naturally inclined to rest. This mismatch can lead to chronic sleep deprivation and associated health issues. The case of adolescence. This societal bias is particularly problematic for teenagers. During puberty, there's a natural shift in circadian rhythms that makes adolescents more inclined to stay up late and sleep in. Yet, most high schools start early in the morning, leading to widespread sleep deprivation among teens. The true measure of productivity. It's important to remember that productivity and success aren't determined by when you wake up, but by what you accomplish during your waking hours. A night owl who wakes at 9 a.m. and works efficiently until 1 a.m. can be just as productive, or more so, than an early bird who rises at 5 a.m. but struggles to focus in the evening. Finding your optimal schedule. Instead of trying to force yourself into an early rising habit that might not suit you, consider these steps to optimize your sleep and productivity. Identify your natural rhythm. Pay attention to when you naturally feel most alert and sleepy. Consistency is key. Whatever schedule you choose, try to stick to it even on weekends. Prioritize sleep quality. Ensure your sleeping environment is conducive to good sleep, regardless of when that sleep occurs. Align tasks with energy levels. Schedule your most demanding work for when you're naturally most alert. Respect your needs. If you have to wake up early for work or school, try to adjust your bedtime accordingly to ensure you're getting enough sleep. Be flexible. If your current schedule isn't working, be willing to experiment with different sleep-wake times. Conclusion: embrace your natural rhythm. The bottom line is that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to sleep schedules. While waking up at 5 a.m. might be beneficial for some, it could be detrimental for others. The key to productivity and overall well-being isn't about conforming to an arbitrary wake-up time, but about understanding and working with your body's natural rhythms. Remember, you're not lazy if you wake up later. You're lazy if you don't accomplish what you need to, regardless of when you wake up. Focus on getting adequate, quality sleep and aligning your most important tasks with your body's natural peaks in alertness and cognitive function. Ultimately, the most successful people aren't necessarily those who wake up the earliest, but those who understand their own bodies and minds and structure their days to maximize their natural strengths and tendencies. So, should you be waking up at 5 a.m.? The answer depends entirely on you, your body, and your individual circumstances.